A very good evening to you. Welcome. You're watching Rupavahini News.
Hello, a very good evening. I'm Mikumi Samarasekara.
And I'm Asha Kaminuddin. First, take a look at today's headlines. The President emphasizes that the Sri Lankan people are not ready to betray the freedom of the motherland. Today marks the 18th anniversary of the inhuman bomb attack on the central bank. Sri Lankan researchers discover the reason for kidney disease. The new computerized national ID card to be issued beginning next month. Syrian peace talks show signs of failure.
We take a look at those stories in detail now. President Mahinda Rajapaksa emphasized that Sri Lankan people are not prepared to betray the freedom of their motherland. Sri Lankans who were under various dominions for many eras have now become an independent nation. The President made these comments while participating in a ceremony held today to distribute school equipment to the first-year students of Kalutara district. The function was held at St. Mary's College in Mathugama under the Diri Uda program. Minister Kumara Velgama organized this ceremony for the fourth continuous year. The speech given by student Dehami Sanjana caught the special attention of everyone present at the function.
Anit සියලු දෙනාගෙනුත් අවසරයි අද අපට හරිම සතුටු දවසක් කුමාර වෙල්ගම ඇමතිතුමා අද අපට බෑග් බෙදා දෙනවා ඒ උත්සවයට අපේ රටේ ජනාධිපතිතුමත් ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නවා ඒක අපට ලොකු ආඩම්බරයක් ජනාධිපතිතුමා ඇතුළු අනිත් සියලු දෙනාම හිත ආදරෙන් පිළිගන්නවා
එහෙම පුංචි කතාවක් මේ සභාවේ කළ මේ සිඟිති දිනියට ඔබ සියලු දෙනාගේ උණුසුම් අත්පලසන් ප්‍රසාදයක් අපි පළ කරන්නට කැමැති. ඇයට අපි ඊත සිතින් ආශිර්වාද කරනවා බොහොම වාසනාවන්ත සුබ අනාගතයක් වෙත. අතිගරු ජනාධිපතිතුමන් දැහැමි සංචේතනා සිඟිති දිනිය
The President, addressing the function, emphasized that none of the nations that had defeated terrorism had risen up so rapidly and achieved reconciliation as Sri Lanka had. The President said that the government prevented the separation of this country and liberated it. But what is the result of this, he asked. The President said that various groups and countries are attempting to control us. They're questioning us about the last 3 days of the war. The President said that if we ask them how many people were killed and how many people were injured in the Second World War, and whether there is no punishment for those who committed crimes in that war, what will be their answer? He said that most of the people are throwing stones while in glass houses. The President said that this is the question he asked from those who questioned him. He emphasized that no one can betray the nation. He said that he is prepared to tell anyone and any country that the people of this country are not prepared to betray their motherland.
කටයුතු කරන්න සූදානම් නැහැ අපේ ජනතාව කියන එක අපි පිටරටියන්ට මතක් කරන්නත් ඕන.
School equipment was presented to students who entered grade 1 this year. Symbolizing this presentation, the President presented school equipment to 46 students at the ceremony. Meanwhile, 3 buses were presented to the Kamburawala Mahavidyalaya of Kalutara, Miriswatta Vidyalaya of Dodangoda and the Bulat Sinhala National School. Ministers Bandula Gunawardana, Kumara Velgama, Reginald Kure, Rohit Abe Gunawardana and Nirmala Kotalawala attended the function.
ආදරණීය දුවා දරුවනි පවුලේ සැම එවැගේම වන්දනීය නායක ස්වාමීන් පාදයන්
කැලේ ගන්න. අතට යන්න පුළුවන්. මේකට කියන්නේ
Today marks the 18th anniversary of the inhumane bomb attack carried out by brutal tiger terrorists targeting the central bank building. The attack, carried out on a day like today in the year 1996, killed 91 and injured more than 1,400 persons. More than 100 people were permanently blinded. This is a reminder of that cold-blooded, inhumane attack.
One
of the victims said it was a massive explosion and that brought destruction to many people. Another victim said that they were permanently, mentally and physically affected to the highest level. She said that she had to undergo 10 eye operations. Floral tributes were offered today at the monument established in memory of the people who were killed in the central bank bomb attack. The commemoration ceremony was held today under the chairmanship of the governor of the central bank, Haji Niwad Kabral. Staff of the central bank, relatives of the deceased and several people's representatives attended the commemoration. A public demonstration, meanwhile, was also held against inhumane terrorist attack in front of the central bank building. The demonstrators expressed their stern opposition not only against the terrorists but also about the partisan attitude of the Geneva Human Rights Council. Several representatives of the people also participated at the demonstration.
Representatives of the Chinese company that is involved in the running of the Noracholi coal power plant has assured Minister Rupavahini Arachi that the Noracholi coal power plant will expeditiously be returned to normal operations. They stated this at a lengthy discussion held with the minister at the Ministry of Power and Energy in Colombo today. Local and Chinese engineers will make a complete observation of the power plant. The chairman of the construction company, Shang Shung, said that experts of the power section will be brought to Sri Lanka. He said that the second stage of the plant will also be completed to the highest possible standards and it will be commissioned for generating electricity expeditiously. The Secretary to the Ministry of Power and Energy, MMC Ferdinando, Chairman of the Electricity Board, WP Kanegala, General Manager Shavindranath Fernando, Additional Secretary JMK Jayasekara, Additional General Manager MC Vikramasekara, Vice Chairman of the Chinese company Li Wo-yung, and representatives from other companies that contributed to the construction also attended today's discussions.
Meanwhile, a group of Sri Lankan researchers have found the reasons for kidney disease. Details of this discovery has been published in the Medical Journal of International Academia. The United States and several other countries have thanked the Sri Lankan research team for discovering the reasons for kidney disease, which affects many countries. The research team was successful in revealing the cunning imperialist mechanism of mixing poisons to the earth. The research confirmed that glyphosate, which is used in the manufacture of chemical fertilizer, pesticides and weedicides, mixes with other poisons and produces special chemicals, and this enters the body. They proved that this poison breaks down into molecules and destroys kidneys. This was revealed in a research carried out by an American company in 1969, and that company at that time safeguarded the discovery as a secret until now. The Sri Lankan researchers revealed this secret to the whole world. The glyphosate poison that mixes with the brackish water easily enters the human body. There were many obstacles created to professionals who pointed out this matter at the early stages. However, this government listened to their voice and the use of artificial fertilizer and chemicals was minimized. The government proposed in the last budget to pay a higher price for paddy produced by using organic fertilizer. Organic fertilizer depots were also established. The programs such as Divinaguma also contributed to the production of organic fertilizer. A doctor of the research group, Dr. Chandra Jayasumana, said the background created by the government also helped them to obtain higher results from their research. A member of the kidney disease research team, Dr. Channa Jayasuriya, said that there is no facilities for carrying out these research in Sri Lanka. He said that when the president went to America some time ago, he made special requests from that country to provide facilities in a university of that country to carry out these researches. We are greatly thankful for the president for making the requests on behalf of us as the first citizen of this nation. However, the health minister of El Salvador has commended about our discovery and has expressed commendations to the government for carrying out this research. They have also expressed willingness to jointly carry out research further.
Meanwhile, a new computerized ID will be issued from next month. It will be the dual languages of Sinhala and Tamil. The Commissioner General of Registration of Persons Department, RMS Sarath Kumara, said that the new ID, as well as the ID card being used at present, will be valid until the year 2016, when the electronic ID card project will come into operation. The national ID card is the main document that certifies the identity of a person in Sri Lanka. The first personal ID card in Sri Lanka was issued on 14 September 1972. From that day onwards, handwritten national ID cards have been in use, issued separately in Sinhala and Tamil languages. It has been observed that there are many mistakes in these ID cards, and it has been found that information provided in many of these ID cards are not correct. Another defect is issuing many ID cards with identical numbers and names. Several other defects in the present cards include the possibility of counterfeiting ID cards, changing photographs, and being easily damaged. In order to provide solutions to these problems, it was decided to issue computerized ID cards as an interim solution. The Commissioner General Sarath Kumara said that the computerized ID cards are now being prepared expeditiously.
Sinhala for the Sinhala people, and the Tamil people we issue the IC Sinhala and Tamil, but it is a barrier for the some single people visited to other places, especially for the north and east. We can remove all these things when we issue the IC next month, both language. We can maintain the language policy in the country. That is a benefit for the people. Also, we can link with all these things at the database with the other agencies, especially Department of Immigration and the Motor Traffic Department and the all bank sectors. We can link with all these details. Then that benefit can be given to the public. That is the benefit for the country as well as the people.
Meanwhile, the new regional secretariat building complex of Matagama was vested with the people by President Mahinda Rajapaksa this morning. The building complex was constructed to provide enhanced facilities to the people. The three-story building has all modern facilities. It was constructed at a cost of over 60 million rupees. The President, after unveiling the plaque, inspected the building complex. Ministers Kumara Welgama, Mandula Gunawardana, Rohita Gunawardana, Reginald Kure, Nirmala Kotanavala and Deputy Minister Vijay Dahanayaka, Secretary to the Ministry of Public Administration and Home Affairs P.B. Abekun, Kalatura District Secretary U.D.C. Jailal, Divisional Secretary Sujani Mahesha also accompanied the President during this inspection tour. The President also inspected the Prosthetic Limbs Manufacturing Institution and its residential hospital at Nagoda in Kalatura. International award winner Anura Samaravikrama manufactures prosthetic limbs at this institution. He received the Presidential Award for Excellent New Invention in the year 2005. He also received the State Award from Switzerland in the year 2007 for the Best Flexible Prosthetic Leg by contesting with productions presented from 143 countries. The President, after inspecting the production activities of the institution, presented the inpatients with fruits. Minister Rohita Begunawardana and representatives of the Awas private company attended this occasion. Now is a special segment with a flashback of President Mahinda Rajapaksa's official activities during the first month of this year.
The President started the new year by participating in religious rites at the Katharagama sacred city. The meeting between the President and the Chief Minister of North took place at the temple trees. On the very same day, the President, distributing appointment letters for the new recruits of the State Administrative Service personnel, said that the word unemployment will soon be removed from the lexicon. The first cabinet meeting of the new year took a festive atmosphere. On this day, United National Party member Krishanta Pushpakumara took the membership of Sri Lanka Freedom Party. The President arrived in Jordan, starting a three-nation official visit to three Middle East countries. The President held discussions on security, trade and economic matters with King Abdullah ibn al-Hussein II of Jordan. The President arrived in Palestine. He was presented with the highest award of that country, the Star of Palestine. The President held discussions with Palestine President Mahmoud Abbas and other leaders of that country. He also visited several special locations in Palestine. Discussions were held with the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Shimon Peres of Israel. The President and his delegation visited several religious sites. He participated in the Thurston All Boys gathering as an old student of that school. Ms. Hirunika Premachandra received the appointment of Sri Lanka Freedom Party co-organizer for the Colombo Central from the President. Declare opening of the Vayangada flyover, the President stated that no one can hold the development process being carried out in the country. Addressing a function held in Jaffna, the President said that whatever it is being said by the international elements, anyone can travel from Point Dondra to Point Pedra freely and without any obstruction. The President attended the Zaid Future Energy Award Festival held in the United Arab Emirates. The Maldives President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Qayyum, who arrived in the country, met the President. Addressing the prize-giving ceremony of the Ramanathan Hindu Girls College of Bambalapitiya, the President requested everyone not to allow the destroying of the country. The President was extremely welcomed by the people of Kegol district and he declared open several projects in the district on that day. The President, inaugurating a pension scheme for the farmers who shed their sweat and energy to feed the country, said that it was this government that established a bright future for the farming community. The President participated at a function held at Makandra Madhyama Vidyalaya in Mathura district and said that the government dedicated itself to rectify historical injustice caused to the village children in the field of education. President Mahinda Rajapaksa participated in the function held for the declare opening of the 4-story new building complex of the Sports Ministry. The new building complex, constructed at a cost of 400 million rupees, consists of all facilities.
Meanwhile, the U.S. Assistant Secretary for South and Central Asian Affairs, Nisha Desai Biswal, who arrived in the country, met the Minister of External Affairs, Professor G.L. Pierce. They held discussions at the Ministry of External Affairs and the discussions focused on attention in many subjects. The U.S. Ambassador in Sri Lanka, Mrs. Michelle J. Sisan, and the Secretary to the Ministry of External Affairs, Mrs. Shenuka Sanviratna, also attended the meeting.
A National Equipment Identity Register has been established at the premises of the Telecommunications Regulatory Commission. This proposal was presented to the Cabinet by President Mahinda Rajapaksa. Hundreds of thousands of people in Sri Lanka use mobile phones. The National Equipment Identity Register is established to facilitate them. The objective of the measure is to protect mobile phone users while restricting counterfeit or stolen mobile phones in the market and preventing threat of theft for mobile phones. Meanwhile, a National Expressway Authority has been established for the operation and maintenance activities of expressways. The proposal was presented by the President. A multi-storied housing scheme in Anderson Ratha land on the Chitra Lane, Narayanpeta will be increased from 12 stories to 20 stories. Houses in the scheme will be presented to legal officers of the Attorney General's Department, according to a proposal presented by Minister Vimal Veeravansa. Meanwhile, a scholarship fund under the name of Sujatha Diyaniya will be established to provide scholarships to technology subject stream students from low-income earning families. The fund will be established with the $100,000 donation made by Ms. Lee Young-A, main actress of the teledrama dubbed and telecast in Sinhala as Sujatha Diyaniya. This proposal was made by Minister Bandula Gunawardena. Meanwhile, 200 million rupees will be allocated for the conservation of the Dutch fort in Jaffna over the next 4 years. This proposal was made by Minister Dr. Jagat Balasurya. Approval has been given for supply of fertilizer under the subsidy scheme to the Ceylon Fertilizer Company Limited and the Colombo Commercial Fertilizer Limited. This proposal was made by Minister Mahindayappa Abhivartana. Meanwhile, the Tangwa prison and a section of the Valikada prison will be relocated to Eraminiyaya and Angunakola Palace. This proposal was made by Minister Chandra Siri Gajatira.
Meanwhile, the grand prize of the first Highway Dream Lottery introduced by the Development Lotteries Board was presented to the winner of that lottery. In line with that, second highway dream lottery tickets were also introduced to the market today. The function in this connection was held at the BMICH. The highway dream lottery broke records for the highest number of tickets sold. It is significant that from the income earned, nearly 2,100 million rupees was presented to the President's Fund. This is the first time that such an amount was presented to the President's Fund. The grand prize of 100 million rupees of the highway dream lottery was presented to the winner by Minister Basil Rajapaksa. The winners of the 50 motor vehicles was also presented with keys of their vehicles. The chairman of the Development Lotteries Board, Chandra Vansa Patiraja, also attended the function.
Meanwhile, a child hospitalized every 2.5 minutes due to being in some form of accident. It is also because of accidents that a child is killed every 15 hours. This is indicated in the new report published by the Medical Officers Association of Sri Lanka. This report aims to look at whether there is a mechanism in place to save our children from untimely death. Over the last few weeks, a large number of accidents were reported from various parts of the country. The data available shows that 6,200 children under the age of 16 years die in Sri Lanka due to accidents. 12 children out of every 100,000 die before they reach the age of 16 years. Strangulation, road accidents, drowning, poisoning, snake bites and burns contribute to these deaths. The majority of them die by suffocation or strangulation. 55% of children who die because of accidents are male. Another 200,000 are injured by accidents, and about 18,000 students receive treatment for fractures each year. The main reason for accidents has been less attention paid to them by their parents. A media conference was held at the Medical Officers Association in Colombo today to enlighten the media about prevention of accidents by children. It was organized by the Professional Association for Human Protection. A member of the professional committee, specialist doctor of the Human Protection Organization, Dr. Kapila Jayaratna, said that the death of children in an untimely manner is a matter that cannot be endured by parents. 90% of children less than 1 year of age die because of obstructions taking place to the brain. These obstructions can be easily prevented. Director of the Colombo Lady Ridgeway Hospital, Dr. Ratnasiri Hevage, said that there is no country in the world that provides medicines and medical treatment free of charge other than Sri Lanka. It may be because of that there is no enthusiasm to prevent accidents. Mostly a hand or leg is amputated because of these accidents. However, the place that gets a higher flow of blood is the head, and it should be protected in accidents. Signs of finding out whether damage has been caused to the head is a flow of blood from the nostrils through the ears. It has been found that many of the fatal accidents take place on the roads or in houses. The government spends about 800 million rupees for treatment of children who meet with accidents. It is the responsibility of everyone to dedicate themselves to the protection of children.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health informs that Sri Lanka is 16th among the countries that have more leprosy patients. Leprosy can be cured completely by treatment in due time. The Ministry of Health, in a media conference held at the Health Education Bureau today, said that special attention of the people should be focused in this connection. In the past, leprosy was considered as a punishment from the gods. It spread throughout the world after the Indian invasion of Alexander the Great. It is believed that the leprosy poison entered the bodies of people following the consumption of animals known as armadillo as food by soldiers of the king. The reason for this disease, the microbacterium leprae bacteria, was discovered by Norwegian national Dr. Hansen in 1873. The bacteria entered the bodies of the people by air. It does not spread by contact with the patient. There are two types of leprosy known as paucibacillary and multibacillary. Medicine for curing leprosy was discovered in 1995. If a person has signs of losing his senses, light-colored patches, boils in the body, hands and feet benumbed, wounds that do not heal, disfiguring of the face and difficulty in breathing, such persons should immediately check themselves at a skin clinic. The media conference held today was organized under the theme of Let Us Identify, Obtain Treatment and Be Healthy. At this media conference, special appreciation was given on the documentary named Sira Novu Siragedara, produced by Vikum Basnaika of National Rupavahini, dedicated to leprosy patients. It was this documentary that received the Best Documentary Award in the 2013 State Television Awards Festival. The Director General of the Health Services, Dr. Palitha Mahipala, and several others attended the media conference. The current round of peace negotiations on Syria is due to end in Switzerland today, with little or no progress expected on core issues. After a week of talks at the UN headquarters in Geneva, the opposition sides are still stuck on the question of how to proceed. UN envoy Lakhdar Brahimi has said he hopes for more progress in the next week's second round of talks. More than 100,000 people have died since the uprising began in March 2011. In a rare gesture of harmony yesterday, both sides stood together in silence to remember the victims of violence. In a separate development, the UN Relief Agency, UNRWA, said it had delivered 720 food parcels to a besieged Palestinian refugee camp in Damascus yesterday. Yarmouk camp, which is held by the rebels, is suffering severe shortages of food and medical supplies, with activists reporting dozens of deaths there from starvation. UNRWA spokesman Chris Gunness described chaotic scenes as 700 of the total 900 food parcels brought into the camp were distributed to residents. He said it was the first aid to reach the remaining 18,000 residents since 21st of January, when UNRWA distributed 138 food parcels. And with that we end tonight's bulletin. Thank you very much for joining us. Do join us tomorrow for more. Until then, very good night to you.
Good night.